I remember watching an interview that MI, the rapper, he
Okay.
made, and he said something about he always wanted to be an animator. But when he looked at the ecosystem, he discovered that okay, I don't think this can work for me. So that was why he moved into music.
Music.
And I discovered that there are a whole lot of people like that too, who they
Interesting.
always wanted to pursue either comics or
Mm.
animation. I had a lecturer like that too. He always wanted to do comics, and they discovered that this can work here. So the support has never really been there, and it's because buttressing on what I said before about you really need to be able to paint the idea of success or the illusion of success or the reality of success, not just the illusion. So when I was getting it, because professionally I got into the whole comic thing, 2016, 2017. So and I remember that not so many people were talking about it then. They were just like a few people. And another thing is, I discovered that the ecosystem, it was more of like the rich kids doing the whole thing.
Mm.
So if you look at a bunch of founders, there are people who were exposed,
Okay.
who had access to all those things. Personally, I didn't come from that kind of environment, so I didn't read my first comic book until maybe when I was, I don't know, maybe 16 or 17 or thereabouts. So, but there was just that passion there. And one thing I would say is, as much as there's still not that crazy support yet, it's different from the way it used to be. So it's totally different, and I have to say it's because of the work that so many people have put into the industry to make sure that things become totally different. And I believe that few years from now is going to be different totally, especially looking at what manga and anime is doing now, and people are starting to get
Interesting.
interested in this whole thing, and I think that some people see it as a threat to African comics and all that. I see it as a forerunner. It's just the same with the music industry. And before people started to catch up on Afrobeats, there was that era when people were always listening to only the foreign stuff and all that. So I feel like the future is really great. There's going to be serious support, but we need to show the success first so that people can know that okay, we can come into this. I know, trust Nigerians, they only go where the success is. So
Yeah.
that's how it is.
Yeah, bro. I really look forward to the because I'm a big fan.